Hello, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. We are bringing you a latest, actually breaking news from the United States. Sorry about that, hearing my echo. Yeah, this is the strangest thing that I thought I will never report such a thing. Now, Ghana has arrested 17 Burkina Faso soldiers, and according to the government, who are heavily armed. Okay, now let's dive into it. But before that, can I ask you for a moment, please join our channel. The YouTube is trying to censor us as they cannot stand it to be, to hear a Pan-African voice. So we have encountered a very low view, regardless of the things that we are bringing. So please join our channel, join the membership program, and subscribe to the channel. Meanwhile, here is the news. Here it is. Look, security forces in Ghana reportedly arrested and detained 17 heavily armed Burkinabe soldiers at Wuru, a community in Sisala East District of the Upper West region. According to a report by Joy News, Ghana security officials said that the Burkinabe soldiers were arrested as they were in the process of setting up a combat position using sandbags. The report indicated that an official of the Ghana Immigration Service who confirmed the incident said residents of Wuru spotted the soldiers setting up the position and raised the alarm. We received a distress call from community members about armed elements establishing a combat position. That's a quoted statement from the person. We also, he adds, we responded swiftly, successfully ambushed them, and transported them together with their weapon to our office. An official of the service is quoted as having said. The report indicated that 17 army personnel who were aged between 20 to 30 were found in possession of dozens of military items, including firearms and explosive devices. They told Ghana security officials during interrogation that they accidentally trespassed into Ghana's territory while on a routine patrol. They were detained for several hours and released after an order from top national officials. A delegation from Burkina Faso, led by staff of Ghana's embassy, arrived in the country the following day to secure the release of the guns and explosives. The acting defense minister, let's see if he has something to add on this one.
Representative made up of the minister, the deputy minister, the chief director. So that is what gives us the 9, once every quarter. And the chief director is also mandated to ensure that reports, minutes, and of the meeting is submitted to the Office of Head of Civil Service. And so we are here to make sure that the provisions in the Civil Service Act.
Okay. I don't think this has really any relevance with the thing, but now I also would like to share with you what was also on the other side from the Faso's government, from Burkina Faso. There was this very brief news that was released today because it's worth examining it, so and try to make the connection. What are they talking about? Okay, so this is a government media. So it says, look, Ghanaians. It came out today in the around noon. Ghanaians stole a U.S. military plane. This is Burkina Faso saying. Ghanaians stole a U.S. military plane. On the other side of the world, presidents are being stolen. And in West Africa, American boards. Here is one of them, a King Air B200 that landed near the border with Burkina Faso in Paga and was hijacked by locals. According to local residents, his landing was unauthorized and landed on an unpaved runway in the city. The aircraft, this is important, the aircraft was used in US reconnaissance flights over Nigeria. Look at it. This is a plane. Okay? This is a plane. So this is around 11:24 hours GMT that the Burkina Faso government released. And now it's much after, a few hours after that, that we have the news from Ghana saying they have arrested 17 military officers from Burkina Faso. And now, according to the news that we have read, they are released. Well, here is the thing. We all have witnessed what happened recently in that region, from Nigeria's invasion of Benin and then Nigeria's violation of the airspace of Burkina Faso, and that they say that it landed, it was forced to land, but it was by the command and the order of Burkina Faso that it landed. Otherwise, something else will happen, as it is breaching the sovereignty and the air territory of a next country. So anyway, that violation of the airspace by Nigeria of Burkina Faso. Now Ghana arresting this military, and then the Burkina Faso government is telling us that locals have hijacked this US plane that was used in Nigeria by the US government. What are we supposed to make out of this? In any case, let me tell you, I would think, you have to know this. Ghana is playing that strategic country between ECOWAS and the IES. John Mahama is a good friend of Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore attended his inauguration, and that is the only thing that he has. These leaders, you don't see them traveling, okay? So he attended the inauguration of John Mahama, and John Mahama visited Mali and Burkina Faso when he made the tour after his inauguration. And they have a very good relationship, okay? Now, Ghana is also a friend, a member of ECOWAS, a key player. And Ghana is a friend of the Western countries. Ghana has US military inside that country. US military has been kicked out from Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Now the US is in fact controlling the airport, is run by the US, that is their base. The airport is the base of the US military in Accra. Now, the US is also has attacked, allegedly, the terrorists in Nigeria. And it's not one time, 2 times, 3 times. And they are not stopping there. It's a long one. It's not something a 1 time, 2 time strike. They are strengthening their presence in West Africa, mainly in Nigeria, and all countries that are surrounding the Sahel. Ivory Coast has invited the US military to have a permanent air base in Ivory Coast. All these countries share borders with Burkina Faso and the rest of the Sahel states. Okay? So what's happening? Even if this happened, also, let's say that now the thing is not clear. Okay, for me, I'm pretty much convinced that, after what happened, Burkina Faso should heighten its security, and they are definitely patrolling their borders. And if they see anything strange, and given all what happened in the regions, that airspace, but anything can go down with that. So, but even if that is the case, I think Ghana should have handled this news very well for it not to create any speculation amongst the consumers, the media consumers, so that building on that, things can, can fuel up, which is not good. So they could have just settled it amongst themselves between Ghana and Burkina Faso, and not to make it for media consumption. I mean, take Burkina Faso. Its airspace has been violated by high air military officers of Nigeria in it, 11 of them flying out of the radar thanks to the technology with for Russia or whatever they have, or Burkina Faso itself. It was seen and it was forced to land. But what was going to happen? Even after that, with diplomacy, the foreign minister of Nigeria has to come to beg Burkina Faso to release those military officers, right? Up until now, Burkina Faso did not tell us what was the intention of it. I mean, we all can make our own calculation based on, building on what Nigeria has been doing, but nothing has come out of the mouths of the government of Burkina Faso. This is a way to keep it. In fact, I expected personally during their second summit of the IES in Bamako that they will reveal something. They did it. I mean, the Malian government said, without mentioning the name of Nigeria, he has said something. But it was intentional. It's not as the Nigerian government has presented an unintentional one, that flight. It was intentional. Okay, but whatsoever we have, that is a way to keep it so that you don't want to fuel anything with your neighbor. And you don't want to give any opportunity for false narrative to fly over. That's my take. But for now, there's something unclear that the government of Burkina Faso has said there was a US military plane hijacked by the locals there, which was used by US to fly over Nigeria. Now, Ghanaian government is telling us they have arrested Burkinabe soldiers, 17 of them, which later they were released, but they didn't say what they were preparing to fight. The truth will come out, and we all get to hear it. But you have to know, what Ghana's position in all this is. How it is trying to play. That it's a strategic partner for everyone, and you can't keep that kind of game. Cannot work for long. It cannot work for long. You have to be on one side. Well, let's know in the comment section, what do you think of this dynamic? Strange, right? Maybe not strange, but yeah, we would like to hear your view. Thank you again for tuning in. Please share the video with others, and also subscribe to the channel and give it a like as well.